the final days of the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Off they go, spreading capability across America.
Great deals, great trucks.
Great time to buy. And J.D. Power says Ford is now #1 in new vehicle quality.
All the hauling and towing they'll do. Wish I could go with them.
Sure looks like fun.
But the deals end soon. Better hurry.
Get 0% APR for 36 months and $1,000 toward your down payment on select Ford vehicles, plus $500 final days bonus cash. It's the final days of the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Off they go, spreading capability across America.
Great deals, great trucks.
Great time to buy. And J.D. Power says Ford is now #1 in new vehicle quality.
All the hauling and towing they'll do. Wish I could go with them.
Sure looks like fun.
But the deals end soon. Better hurry.
Get 0% APR for 36 months and $1,000 toward your down payment on select Ford vehicles, plus $500 final days bonus cash.
Attention viewers, CW6 is now available today on Fubo. It's never been easier to watch all your favorite CW shows, sports, talk, reality, and so much more. CW6. Watch it today on Fubo.
Count on the Live Viper 6 Neighborhood Network, powered by Tempest.
Bojangles is putting up threes with the new Triple-Double Biscuit. Order now.
Right now on News Channel 6 and 5, high heat around the area.
How the temperatures are impacting the start of football season, as your News at 5 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means.
And I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thank you so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with the heat changing how student athletes can practice across Columbia County. And with football season getting underway, the district says conditions are checked throughout the day.
News Channel 6's Jartavius Edmond joining us live now to look at what determines when athletes can and cannot take the field. Jartavius?
Brad, the temperatures does not determine this issue. Columbia County schools use wet bulb readings to determine what athletes can safely do outside. Athletic trainers at each school take those readings multiple times a day. The district follows a policy from the Georgia High School Association.
It depends on what the wet bulb says. All of our schools have athletic trainers which do a great job. They're provided by Burke Health, and they test the wet bulb multiple times a day. And if the wet bulb reading, it depends on what the wet bulb reading says, is how long they're allowed to practice outside, or if they're even allowed to go out at all.
Those restrictions can change how long athletes are outside and whether outdoor practice happens at all. Coming up here at 6, I'll show you how both athletes and people who work outside are adapting when avoiding the heat isn't an option. Jenny, Brad, back to you.
Jartavius, thanks. As we take our first check of the weather.
Here's Chief Meteorologist Jenna Petracci.
Well, not only was it hot today, but it was actually the hottest day of 2026 so far. Our first 100-plus degree day of the season. We actually made it to 101 degrees at Augusta Busch Field around 4 o'clock today. Our average first 100-degree day comes on June 28th, so we're actually a little bit behind schedule. However, we have had several days at around 98 to 99 degrees. This is just the first time we're actually seeing that reading at 100 in Augusta and next door in Aiken. 101 currently in Edgefield, 102 in McCormick. The heat index, of course, is higher than the actual temperature. We're seeing values up to around 106, but still not as bad as it could be. And that's thanks to dew points actually falling down into the low to middle 60s, at least along the I-20 corridor and towards the north. A little bit more moisture down towards the south. But whenever we have those lower dew points, that actually allows the temperatures to heat up even more. So that's why we were able to reach 100 today. Our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam showing mostly blue skies, just a few cumulus clouds. No rain on Live Viper 6, though. It is a dry and hot day for sure, with winds coming out of the west up to 7 miles per hour in Augusta, 9 in Aiken. And for the rest of our evening, you can see our sunset will be at 8:11 p.m. We'll still be in the 90s at that point. Still a couple more hours of hovering around the 100-degree mark. Now, as we look ahead here, rain chances are very limited over the next few days, and the temperatures will remain hot. But I am expecting a little little bit of relief on the way. I'll have more details on that coming up, but back to you, Jenny.
All right, Jenna, thank you. As temperatures climb, a local faith-based organization is offering a place for people experiencing homelessness to get out of the heat. Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Kapitstock has more.
Find somewhere that's cool, you know, like the shade, you know, where it's like there's wind, and somewhere, you know, like a church or something to get out of the heat, or go into like a restaurant and cool off. If this place was not here, that's where I would go.
At C4 Impact Aiken, the goal is simple: get people out of the heat and help them move forward.
First thing we're going to do is to make sure that we give them water. You know, we have bottled water here that's cool. We have food. But one of the first things we want to do is just find out how can we help them.
We'll be able to get out of the heat, and we can take showers, we can wash our clothes, we'll be able to eat, and like get to know people.
But C4 says the goal goes beyond meeting those immediate needs. The organization wants to understand what's keeping people in the streets and help them remove those barriers.
People really know that you care, and then they're willing to share with you truly what's going on. But that trust takes a little while, you know.
That trust is also key to C4's Bridge Housing Program. The organization works with people on the street and then help them move into more stable housing while they work on budgeting, employment, and other life skills.
They're in survival mode. You're not going to fix that in 6 months, and you're not going to just put them in a house and think that's going to work either. They have to develop life skills.
For those who need somewhere to escape the heat, the cooling station is open Monday through Saturday from 11 to 3. It's located at 316 Greenville Street Northwest, Suite 1.
We do care. We do value you. We do see you as a member of the community, regardless of whether or not you have a place to stay.
In Aiken, I'm Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Kapitstock, WJBF News Channel 6.
Back in Augusta, Mayor-elect Stephen Kendrick meeting with the community tonight. He's going to introduce members of his transition team. It's going to be at Diamond Lakes Community Center. They'll talk about their plans and goals for the Garden City. That event gets underway at 6 o'clock.
The Augusta TechNet Convention is in town, and that means a busy road is temporarily closed. The 900 block of Reynolds Street is closed through next Saturday, August 22nd. Detour routes are in place, with Broad Street being the main alternate. Anyone traveling in the area should expect delays. TechNet is a 3-day conference that brings together military, government, academia, and industry professionals.
Payne College opening the door for former students who had to put their education on hold because of financial reasons. They're accepting applications from former students who had to stop attending school, including those who may have an outstanding balance on their bills. Students who get approved for this financial relief will have those balances cleared, and so they can be active students once again.
Payne has a great alumni group. A lot of the alums have not officially finished, so there's in the back of their mind like, I'm not really legitimate, and we want to help them feel fully a part of the Payne College family. And given what's going on in higher ed right now, the cost of higher education is really hard for folks. So you need a little incentive to return and complete.
The debt forgiveness program is part of the effort to help students get their degrees and then use their education to do better in their careers.
Georgia's data center boom is now raising questions about how much.
Coming up, an actress found dead in South Carolina.
We'll hear from fans next.
For this challenge, each of you.
The weather. It seems like it's always changing. That's why Live Viper 6 is always there. From cloudy days and rainy nights to scorching heat and everything in between, the CSRA's most trusted weather team is always working for you.
It is a Viper 6 alert day as we track severe weather.
So when the weather changes, always stay prepared. Anywhere, anytime. The Live Viper 6 weather team is coverage you can count on for the entire CSRA.
Film and television star Hayden Panettiere has died at 36 years old.
She was found dead Sunday at an apartment complex in Greenville, South Carolina. Ripley Simone has the story.
Hayden Panettiere, known widely for her roles as Claire Bennett on Heroes, Jennifer Hardwood in Ice Princess, and Juliet Barnes in Nashville, has died at 36.
I was actually watching Heroes last night. It's actually one of my favorite shows. Save the cheerleaders, save the world is like the biggest thing, and bring it on. I'm a millennial, so I remember her growing up. She was in like everything.
The actress had flown to Greenville on Saturday with her on-again, off-again boyfriend and actor Brian Hickerson one day before her death. The Greenville County coroner tells 7 News that she was staying in a unit at the Judson Mill Lofts, which is where she was found. We spoke with one resident at Judson Mill who lives doors down from where the actress was temporarily staying. Mike Elise says he heard the commotion of first responders in the hallway.
Up out of the door, and there were a bunch of people in the halls, frantic, and I was told to kind of back away. And I went back inside, but I could still hear what was going on, and I had heard something about a collapse. So, and then later on, I heard something about a possible cardiac arrest.
First responders say cardiac arrest was the condition EMS found the actress in. The Greenville County Coroner's Office says a 911 call was made around 1:51 p.m. on Sunday regarding an unresponsive female. EMS initiated advanced cardiac life support measures, but they were unsuccessful. Panettiere was pronounced dead at 2:32 p.m.
I mean, it's devastating. It really is. 36 years old and so accomplished. 36 years old is very young. It's very young, and that's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
An autopsy was completed on Monday. The coroner's office says no signs of trauma were discovered that would have contributed to the actress's death. The cause and manner of death remain pending further investigation and the completion of additional tests.
It's definitely a sobering thought. I mean, that happens, you know, to family members and friends, but then celebrities too, you know. It's just like another person right down the street. It's crazy. Yeah, and prayers for her family, definitely. I mean, that's such a hard thing to go through, and we'll be thinking about them.
Yeah, very sad. Very sad. Still ahead, it's National Thrift Shopping Day.
How you can celebrate the occasion all week long after the forecast.
And temperatures are going to continue to stay hot over the next few days, but we could have some relief on the way. I'll have a look at your 10-day forecast when we return.
Follow News Channel 6 on Instagram.
You are more than your car wreck. More than from here for you.
Life happens fast. Just about everything today relies on a steady flow of electricity. Whether it's keeping food fresh, staying connected, or guiding your loved ones through the night, the last thing you want to worry about is losing power. A whole home generator from Castle Brothers ensures your family's safety by automatically transferring power as soon as an outage is detected. Be prepared with Castle Brothers, because life doesn't stop, and neither should your home. CastleBros.com.
How one insider gets the ultimate insider. For years, WJBF News Channel 6 and our partners have championed local families through our Children First campaign. Together, our mission has been to strengthen our community by uplifting children and their families across the CSRA. Count on News Channel 6 as we make a difference in the lives of local children. To learn more, visit WJBF.com/Children First. WJBF News Channel 6's Children First is sponsored by Bridgestone. Your most watched local news is getting a big plus. WJBF 6 Plus, now on demand. Whether you have Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, or Samsung TV Plus, our new streaming app is easy to download for your television. Plus, it's totally free with no subscription required. WJBF 6 Plus, built for the way you watch. WJBF 6 Plus is brought to you by the Mike Costello Law Firm. Do yourself a favor. Call the Mike Costello Law Firm.
In case we haven't met, I'm attorney Chris Hudson. I represent people who have been hurt. It's what I do every day. I've seen accidents devastate families, but I can help. Injured? Call me, Chris Hudson. From here, for you.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. It's a beautiful day, but a hot one as we start out with our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam in Allendale County. Mostly sunny skies today, and look at that. We are at 100 degrees. It's feeling like 106. Dew points are in the upper 60s. Look at the humidity, though. Really not as bad as it could be. Now, it's just plain hot today. A lot of times it's not the temperature, it's more so the humidity. Well, in this case, it is the actual temperature, and that's why it's feeling so hot out there. Winds are actually coming out of the north at 7 miles per hour, bringing in some of that drier air. So at least we're staying clear of the extreme heat warnings. That would mean a heat index up to around 112. But as for those actual temperatures, you can see a lot of places on our Live Viper 6 neighborhood network powered by Tempest up to around 100 degrees. 101 there around downtown Augusta. Now you can see here on satellite and radar we have high pressure in control, but we also have a cold front to our north. And as that cold front moves through, it's going to continue to usher in some of that drier air. But with the drier conditions, that will allow us to stay very hot, with some places still up to around 100 degrees in the CSRA tomorrow. And this heat stretches across the southern half of the nation. The highest chance of temperatures over 100 will actually be over to the west around Oklahoma and Dallas and Texas. But you can see for us in the CSRA, especially north of I-20, that's where we have the best shot at hitting 100 degrees again tomorrow. Our southern line counties more so around 96 to 98 degrees, but nonetheless, it is hot for all of us. We have a heat advisory in effect until 8 p.m. on Tuesday. For some places, seeing that heat index up to around 110. Now, for the most part, I'm expecting it to be similar to today, with a lot of us topping off at a heat index of around 106. That'll be during the peak heating of the day, when the actual temperature gets to around 100. And as for the rain, we're not seeing much of it again tomorrow. Today's been a bone dry day. We're starting out our Tuesday dry, but we could have some isolated showers and thunderstorms develop south of Augusta throughout our Tuesday afternoon, then all of us dry by Tuesday evening. And as for those dew points, still staying on the lower side through Thursday, but more moisture is going to start to move in on Friday. Now, because of those dew points staying in the 60s, like I mentioned, that allows the temperature to get hot, but the humidity not as bad. So luckily that heat index more so staying around 104 to 106 over the next few days. So I am expecting those heat advisories to continue, but we shouldn't have any extreme heat warnings. Now, as rain starts to move in this weekend, that will impact the temperatures. We're going to go back to normal. So it's still going to be hot. It's typical August for us, but at least we'll be back to around 93 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. And some places could be even cooler than that, depending on where the rain sets up. So we're expecting this low pressure system to move in. That means Friday could be pretty wet during the evening hours. I'll be watching that for high school football forecasts. Then as we go into Saturday, more of the same as that area of low pressure lingers around the area. So since it's still Monday and this is a changing forecast, I'm keeping those rain chances just around 40% for now. That'll be the case on both our Friday and Saturday, then down to a 20% chance of rain on Sunday. And then you can see as those rain chances go down throughout the beginning to middle of next week, the temperatures will go back up to around 96 degrees. So we're getting a little bit of that relief this weekend, but it's hard to escape the heat entirely.
Yeah, I have to put up with it. Thank you, Jenna.
It is National Thrift Shop Day, and Goodwill is celebrating all week long. If you shop at any Goodwill in the CSRA, you're entered into the Thrift Week Passport Challenge. The more stores you shop at, the more stickers you get for your passport. And if you get 8 stickers, you could win $100 through a Goodwill gift card.
It's a cool place to go now, right? People love shopping when they know that they're doing something that's helping the earth. You know, we save a lot of items from going into the landfill by shopping here and doing that. You spend $10 in shopping and clothing, right? 86 cents of every one of those dollars is going to go back into the community to support the education and career services.
The challenge ends August 23rd.
Still ahead on News Channel 6, a disaster narrowly avoided.
How a fast-acting delivery driver prevented a potential wildfire after the break.
Staying ahead of the weather is essential.
I'm Chris Hudson, and I'm proud to sponsor the 10-day forecast on News Channel 6. Chris Hudson Injury Law, from here for you.
I've investigated cases.
And a better player is a better you. The CSRA is full of amazing women. Women who inspire. Women who innovate. Women who lead. That's why News Channel 6 brings you Women to Watch.
On the last Wednesday of each month, News Channel 6 recognizes local businesswomen who are making a positive impact in our community.
Nominate someone today at WJBF.com. Sponsored by the Barnes Law Office. Giving your best on News Channel 6. Amazing people doing amazing things for our community. That's what Giving Your Best represents. Everyday heroes making a difference right here in the CSRA.
Do you know a local volunteer who goes the extra mile to help others? Nominate them for the Giving Your Best Award at WJBF.com/GYB.
Giving Your Best on News Channel 6, proudly sponsored by Science Go, Piedmont Augusta, and Security Federal Bank.
Attention viewers, CW6 is now available today on Hulu. It's never been easier to watch all your favorite CW shows, sports, talk, reality, and so much more. CW6. Watch it today on Hulu. The News Channel 6 mobile app is now even better. Download it today.
Yes. Welcome back, everybody. Countless good deeds happen every single day, thank goodness. Many of them, though, not caught on camera.
In this instance, the good deed may have prevented a tragedy after a vehicle nearly sparked a fire in an Oklahoma neighborhood. Tanner DeLeon has the story.
It only took a few seconds for those sparks to turn into flames and start spreading across their front yard. When the FedEx driver saw that, he jumped out of his car and sprung into action. He noticed the water hose in the front yard, so he ran up to the house to turn it on. He then grabs the water hose and starts putting out the areas that are on fire. You got a fire. I see that. Quick thinking from a FedEx driver likely prevented a catastrophic event, limiting the damage to this area of charred grass.
We have a tree that's very large, very close to the site that would have spread very quickly, and the tree would have gone onto our roof as well. So I don't even like to think about it since I have dogs at home.
Thursday afternoon, as fires were sparking up across Oklahoma, homeowners in Jones were alerted to a fire in their own front yard after a FedEx truck backfired while leaving their neighbor's driveway.
From the video, it looks like something popped from his vehicle and some either flames or smoke shot out on our grass.
The driver notices, stops his van, gets out, and runs to the Smith's front door. Not wanting to waste any time, he sees the water hose in the front yard, turns it on, and starts spraying the flames.
He's running across my yard and rings the front doorbell and then goes to the garden hose. My husband luckily was home, comes out, sees what's going on, but by that time the FedEx driver had already grabbed the garden hose and was fending off the fire on his own.
The Smith family thankful for his quick actions, not knowing what could have happened.
I'm very grateful for him to have even stopped in the first place and realized that something needed to be done. I don't know his name. I wish I knew it. I might investigate it a little further, but if he had not been attentive in the first place and reacted so quickly, I don't even like to think where we would be right now.
Did a good deed for sure.
Yeah, great job by FedEx.
That does it for us this half hour, but we have more coverage you can count on at 5:30.
Including the deadline for the U.S. and Iran to...
A drunk driver comes down the road. I didn't even see him.
There was a truck parked across the road. I never saw it until it was too late.
When clients call, you can feel the burden that they're carrying, and we want to make sure people understand that we're here to help them.
The first time behind to do the same for you.
Is rainy weather putting a damper on your day? Enter to win your very own Live Viper 6 umbrella today. Visit WJBF.com and click on contest. Then fill out the entry form for your chance to win.
Getting your hands on a Live Viper 6 umbrella has never been easier. Lucky winners will be announced weekdays on News Channel 6. Who knows? It could be you.
Sponsored by Busby's Heating and Air. When quality matters, call Busby's.
Think you've seen everything of your favorite show? On Three's Company, even though it wouldn't seem like it sometimes, Janet is always covered up. Because she wears pantyhose with everything.
It all makes sense now.
Whether it's a skirt, shorts, or even a nightgown, Janet never bares her legs. It wouldn't have anything to do with a real-life pantyhose contract, right? Take a closer look at Antenna TV.
Antenna TV. The weather. It seems like it's always changing. That's why Live Viper 6 is always there.
It is a Viper 6 alert day as we track severe weather.
The Live Viper 6 weather team is coverage you can count on.
Accidents don't keep office hours, and neither do we. Any day, anytime, just call all nines, and you'll reach a real person that's ready to help. Think sync.
The Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping today's local headlines, from cutting the grass to hitting the practice field, dangerous heat forcing people across the CSRA to change how they work and play outside. More than 80 data centers are in the works across Georgia. It's raising questions about how much power the state will need and who will pay for it. Payne College is opening the door to former students who had to put their education on hold due to financially not being able to afford the cost of college. They now offer a debt forgiveness program that would remove the stress many students face. We'll have these stories and more at 6, but first, coverage you can count on continues with the 60-day deadline for the U.S. and Iraq. Now for our first look at our weather with meteorologist Jennifer Tracci, and it looks like a nice view behind you there.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice to be over there at the beach right now, Dee?
Yes.
I mean, that's where you need to be in order to stay cool in this heat. A body of water would be great right about now. And you can see we did actually have the hottest day of 2026 so far in Augusta. We officially made it to 101 degrees. This is the first time we've reached 100 plus degrees since July of last year, and we're actually a little bit behind schedule. Typically, we reach that first 100-degree day on June 28th. Around the CSRA, we're still hanging on to that 100-degree mark in Augusta, 100 in Evans, and 101 in McCormick, 102 in Lincolnton. The rest of us in the mid to upper 90s. The heat index is up to 106 in Augusta, 111 down there in Bamberg. So it is definitely a hot and humid day, but luckily the dew points are not as high as they could be. We're actually seeing some 60s. So if we had dew points that were, say, in the mid 70s, it would be easily feeling like over 100 degrees across the board. But satellite and radar showing nice clear conditions, no rain at all. Winds are coming out of the west up to around 10 miles per hour. And you can see for the rest of our evening, we're still going to be around 100 for now. Then we'll be down to the lower 90s by 8 p.m. Overall, a very warm and muggy night in store. So the heat wave continues. Temperatures near 100 again tomorrow with mostly dry conditions. But we could have some relief as we go into the end of the weekend with more rain chances. I'll have the details on that coming up, but back to you, Dee.
Thanks so much. We'll see you in a few minutes. A muddy mess on the big island of Hawaii after a brush with Tropical Storm Lala. The storm weakened from a hurricane to a tropical storm and just brushed past the island. At least 100 homes destroyed and more than 150,000 people are without power. Prosecutors have now rested their case in the high-profile murder trial of Lindsay Clancy. Coming up, amusement parks making announcements, new Marvel and Disney films, and more. It's new and trending up next.
And here's a look at our Live Viper 6 neighborhood network powered by Tempest. Right here at WJBF, we're still checking in at 101 degrees at the 5:30 hour. And as we look over towards McCormick County, all at 100 and even 101 at Hamilton Lane in the town of McCormick. Now, it is a little bit cooler down in some of our southern counties. Notice Screven County at around 96 to 98 degrees. Nonetheless, it is still hot everywhere. I'll have more details on this heat wave after what's trending.
This week, President Trump's back.
Now, time and temperature brought to you by Peachtree Pest Control, protecting what matters most.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for a look at what's trending. Six Flags just announced its most ambitious Halloween lineup ever. Fright Fest at some parks will feature 11 new haunted mazes this year. Some inspired by globally recognized franchises like Jason, Final Destination, and the Blair Witch Project. That's on top of returning from favorites from the Conjuring universe and Saw, which will both be back at Six Flags over Georgia's Fright Fest this year. The amusement park company will offer a total of 448 Halloween-themed experiences, making it North America's biggest Halloween party. Well, Six Flags was not the only amusement park making announcements over the weekend. Disney's former CEO Bob Iger revealed his plan to fix something that has been on his list before he retires officially from the company at the end of this year. Take a look.
Guys, I'm retiring. I got one last thing on my list.
Ready to begin.
Definitely not hairy enough.
Oh.
Too sweet. Rawr. Rawr. Now, Eastons were interesting. How about we just fix the Yeti?
That totally works for me.
Finally!
You got it. We are on it.
For those who don't know, the Yeti animatronic at Animal Kingdom's Expedition Everest ride has not worked correctly in nearly 20 years. The large Yeti stopped working about a year after its debut in 2006. Disney fans are praising on finally getting rid of what they call Disco Yeti, where the ride would flash strobe lights on the broken machine to make it look like it was actually moving. So he's going to fix that before he retires. I guess that's pretty cool. I thought he was going to say something like free Disney tickets for everybody before he retires. I was like, sign me up, Mr. Iger. Where do I go? But I guess that's not in the plans, at least not yet. I mean, he could do it. Call me first, Mr. Iger. Yeah, okay. Speaking about Disney, over the weekend, the company held its D23 convention where they revealed the most recent plans for TV, film projects, and amusement parks. Sophie Flay has the latest. Oh, how cool. Oh, everything sounds so exciting. Of course, Marvel cannot wait. And The Incredible. Oh, this is going to be great to watch those great movies. Okay, because it's great to be inside to watch them right now because it's so hot. You don't need, look at me blending in there with the orange. Look at there. You don't need to be outside right now because, you know, it is cooling down, but it was brutal today. Let's see when we're going to get some relief. Jenna has your full forecast coming up next.
Since 1997, the law offices of Frales & Wilson have offered local, full-service, results-driven representation. And when it comes to personal injury, we're the attorneys who fight for you and your rights. We'll work hard to get you the full compensation you deserve.
We're in your neighborhood. We're here to help. We're here to stay.
Because tough problems need tough lawyers.
Frales & Wilson, attorneys at law.
Say goodbye to the tub you never used. $2.99 a month. But hurry, this extended event won't last long. Stop by now or shop online at GeraldJonesFord.com. Gerald Jones Ford, where you always get a great deal and a great deal more.
You can't always choose the weather, but you can choose your weather app. Go with the most accurate and most trusted, the Live Viper 6 mobile app. Download it today. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Nice blue skies across the CSRA today, but even though it looks nice, it's not feeling so nice out there. We do have the hottest day of the year unfolding, 100 degrees, and earlier we were at 101 in Augusta. It's feeling like 106. Winds are out of the north, though, coming in at 7 miles per hour, and thanks to that, the dew points are actually a bit lower than they would typically be in August. We're checking in at 67. That's making the humidity go down to only 34%. Now, don't get me wrong, it is still very hot today, but at least we don't have the humidity on top of the actual heat. It's more of a drier heat across the area. 101 in some spots in Columbia County still. You can see these temperatures powered by Tempest on our Live Vapor 6 neighborhood network. Pretty much everyone around 96 to 102 degrees today. High pressure is still in control. We have nice dry conditions, so no rain to worry about. And then a cold front is going to be coming in tomorrow, and that's going to continue to bring in some of those slightly lower dew points. And when the dew points are lower, that actually allows us to heat up more. So when we have higher dew points, when there's more moisture in the air, that usually helps to prevent our temperatures from getting to 100 degrees. But since it will be a bit drier tomorrow, we could easily hit 100 again in some parts of the CSRA, especially north of I-20, Lincolnton, McCormick. I'm expecting you to be at 100, and same with Augusta. The rest of us still in the upper 90s, and the average high is 93. So even though it's August and it's supposed to be hot, this is a little bit hotter than what we're used to. So heat advisories continue. Now, if we did have higher humidity, we would be talking an extreme heat warning, but luckily it's just a heat advisory. That's still something to take seriously, but at least we don't have to worry about those extreme heat warnings this week. Our day planner showing that heat index get up to around 106 in Augusta, so very similar to how it was today. Another mostly sunny day as well. Now, we can't rule out some isolated showers, primarily south of Augusta, say Burke County down to around Jenkins, Emmanuel. This is 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, but most of the CSRA is going to be dry as that ridge of high pressure remains dominant over the southeast. So dew points staying in the upper 60s over the next few days, and then we're going to see the moisture increase on Friday. But at that point, the temperatures will actually go down. So you can see a heat index up to around 101 on Saturday as that rain chance goes up to 40%. So very isolated activity over the next few days. Then as we go into the weekend, we're talking a more back to normal forecast, you could say. That means it's still going to be hot, but the humidity is going to take over more, and those actual temperatures will be in the lower 90s with rain chances on the rise. So this is what we're tracking. This is Friday at noon. So starting out the day dry, but then this cold front should be moving in with an area of low pressure developing. That means we could be talking a pretty wet night on Friday. I'll be monitoring that. Of course, we have high school football games going on. I'll be out there at Game Night Live. Then as we go into Saturday, more of the same. Looks like it could be a wet setup. Of course, it is still Monday and this forecast could change, so that's why I'm keeping those rain chances still around 40% for now. And then we could have some lingering activity on Sunday as well. Now here's your 10-day forecast. I have rain chances at 20% on Sunday, then all of next week around 10 to 30%. We will start to see those temperatures go back up to around 96 next week as the rain chances go down. So even though we're getting a little bit of that heat relief, Dee, this weekend, it's not big time relief. It's not really enough, but it'll be nice to have some rain this weekend.
Oh, good. All right. Thanks so much. Coming up, Robot versus Robot. We'll have more on the new Combat Sports League after the break.
When you're injured on the job, you need more than just a workers' comp lawyer. When you need a fighter, you need us. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Keisha Lance Botto. Community is the way we find our strength and share our hope. It's the way dinner on the table brings a family closer together. It's the way we make sure his first chapter book is the first step on his path to greatness. It's the way we rally in hard times and rise back up stronger than ever. United is the way we come together so everyone can thrive. Join us at unitedway.org.
Well, this is a fight club we can talk about. Robot Fight Club is a new combat sport on the rise. Full-size robots are controlled by human pilots in real time using VR gear to move their robot's body. The goal? Turn robotics into a full contact sport that blends the digital and physical worlds. Now, this isn't a cheap hobby either, they say. Each robot costs about $100,000, and it just looks weird to me. Just, it's a little creepy. Very futuristic, but a little creepy. And what if you break one, like in all the kicks and stuff? That's a waste of money, right? Like robots. You spend all that money on a robot. That's it for this half hour. We have more coverage you can count on coming up next at 6, including what you can do to stay safe while working outside during scorching temperatures. We'll have this and more coming up next with Brad and Jenny.
The Live Viper 6 Neighborhood Network, powered by Tempest, is sponsored by Coleman Services. One name, two trades, no worries.
At Family Pharmacy in Aiken, we're